It is Big Country!
The Mountain Winery is has to be one of the nicest places we've ever played. So is everybody okay? This is Holy Stone, Big Country's first single. What a fabulous price. You know, I have to say, all you lovely people, you're looking good. You're looking mighty fine. Is everybody okay? Come on. fantastic. Well, folks, this Lost Ages tour is all about the 80s, and we're going to take you right back to 1986. This is Look Away, #1 in Ireland.
Kelly, our wonderful sound engineer on the desk, is going to bring me a little screw job because I've got a little problem here. Which means if I drop this guitar, that's going to be serious. Big hand for Kelly! Come on and save the day! Now all you good people, we want to sing a
everybody in this wonderful, wonderful amphitheatre on their feet. We don't want any sinners down on this particular song because we want to rock you.
They will ride. This is the best audience we've had so far in the States. It is for sure, people. And for sure, this is our penultimate gig before we finish this wonderful tour. And what a place to be, the penultimate show in this wonderful, wonderful winery. But it's not all over yet. It's not all over yet. We're going to leave you and love you with this next song. This was a big hit for the band. It is, of course, In a Big Country. before on that show tomorrow. But just before we go, all you wonderful people, I would like to introduce you to Big Country, the wonderful band that is. On bass guitar, all the way from Scotland. He's been with the band for over 7 years. It is, of course, the amazing man himself, Mr. Durant. Give it up! Now then, people, to my right, I've known this gentleman here, I don't know, going on for 20 years or so, and he's been a good friend. Even on the golf course, he doesn't cheat, which is amazing. But this guy's played with Al Stewart. He was the guitarist with the wonderful Steel Ice Band, and now he's with this wonderful band, Big Country. Please give it up for the amazing guitar and vocals, Mr. Ken, the Hat Nicole!
And now, it's my great pleasure to introduce this chap here who's known me for about 20 years. It's strange because I've only known him for 19. The man in the middle, the man in the front, the man with the golden maracas. Put your hands together for Simon Roth.
Thank you so much, Ken. A very, very nice introduction indeed. A little bit too kind maybe, but all the same. Now then, the guy you've seen a couple of times this evening, knocking hell out of these drums. Now this guy has been involved with Big Country for over 45 years, people. 45 years! Come on, let's choose more than that. 45 years! He's just about played with everybody and the dog. But you know, there's only one Mark Brzezicki, and he's sat down behind me. The legend himself, Mr. Mark Brzezicki! Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the